Well, I just hit my head on the mic stand, so now seems like a good time to start. Hello, and good time zone, and what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. Welcome in, and hello. Hello to chat. Hello, hello. Ooh! Hello, Turnip. Hello, Q2s. Hello, Joe. Welcome in, friends. Hope you are having the loveliest of lovely Thursdays, which is the day that today is. Q2s has a 10 stream steak. Thank you for the 10 steak. And Q2 says, what is up, gamers? Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a lovely day. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Hello, Q2s. Hello, at AngelSK_Joe. Hello, hello. How are you? Wow. Q2 says, I wrote your intro with my 10 steaks. You're welcome. It is bang on perfectly my voice. How did you do that? How did you do? I am deeply impressed. Am I that predictable? I guess I must be. Anyways, Tal says, I will be fairly lurky to start as I need to get some food started. That sounds like an excellent plan, and I'm glad that you're nourishing yourself. Anyways, gamers, as in queer mer people, says Samantha. Yes, 100%. I've watched enough Sammy streams, says Q2s, and I am so glad that you are here. Also, hello, Samantha. Welcome on in. Anywho. Hi. So we're doing something a little bit different today. And here they are. This is a 20-piece paint your own set that came with the official Pokemon magazine. You can tell it's the Halloween issue because we have here a Pikachu in a witch's hat. We also have 2 packs of Pokemon cards that I have not opened yet. And ooh, it also comes with a I think it's Gengar shaped template for carving a Pokemon pumpkin. And some other stuff. There's some activities, but mostly I'm here to paint. So I'm going to try and carefully untape this painting kit from the magazine so oh no. Oh no, okay, so that slightly tore Pikachu's little bow tie, but he's fine, he's okay, he's very happy, everything's fine. If you ever need to stream but don't have time, says Q2s, I can gladly hop in as substitute. Sammy, I can do a pretty good Sammy impression, thank you, I appreciate that. There are days when I'm pretty ding-dang tired. So, that is indeed a Gengar, says Samantha. Yay, thank you. Anyways, how's everybody doing? That's an awesome thing to use on stream. Says, hello, Turnip. Yes, thank you. I'm so excited to be using this child's craft kit to do some crafts. But before we do that, does anyone enjoy, oh my god, oh, there's a little vampiric Eevee.
Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Hello,
Choppers.
Sammy, and you're here just in time for the vampiric Eevee. Who doesn't really seem to have any fangs, but maybe they're just very small. They do tiny little nibbles, not big vampire bites. Anyways, this is a totally normal stream. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in! Sammy Ann, of course, is like the reigning monarch of Eevee stuff, having done that amazing art piece of all of the evolutions. Anyways, hi, welcome on in. It's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Let me get a shout out for Sammy Ann in the chat. And a hello to everyone who's come in on the raid. First of all, apologies, this isn't a normal stream for me. I have never painted a Pokemon figurine painting kit before, but I thought it'd be fun. Normally I paint my own paintings, but here we are. But hello to everyone who's just come in on the raid. Camera. It's even doing it with the Pokemon kit. It just blows itself out every once in a while. I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, for anyone who's new here, my name's Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy grain streams on Fridays and every once in a while on a Thursday if I'm feeling extra crispy. I have some Mega Evolution fun packs here. And it's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. I normally do like watercolor paintings and stuff. Sammy Ann, what were you up to on your stream? What did you do today? I would love to hear all about it. Sammy Ann's been painting some very, very sweet little illustrations of little witch adventures this month, and I've really liked seeing them on the Instagram. But what have you been up to today? I'd love to hear all about it. This is what we're doing. And, yes. we were trying to polish up the last of the storybook. Ooh, as always, you know we are an art tax optional stream. If you've got anything that you would like to share with the class, whether it's a socials link or your whippies, you can send a whisper to me, and I would love to share it with the class. But obviously, if you want to just chill and hang and do all that stuff instead, that is also entirely fine. I just realized that I didn't have my moderation screen up, so let me just... Oh man, I was tired when I started stream today. Can you tell? Can you tell this is a tired stream? Oh jeez, I didn't have my mod screen up. Oops. Anyways, it's fine. It's a tired stream, but I need to mute myself, otherwise I will be echoing. Yes. How's about an Insta tour? I would love to take chat on an Insta tour. Thank you. Let me get that all set up. Instagram, do your thing. There we go. Okay. All right. We're loading in. And I shall waffle for a moment while I get it to work. Anyways. Oh, there we go. Yay! It doesn't always work the first time.
Oh hell yeah, Sledge Callier just subscribed. 56 months? That's almost a year.
That was an impressive read. Thank you so much for 56 months. I don't even know how close that is to a year. That's so close to a year. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes and stuff. Thank you. And as for me, this is my Instagram. This is the thing I posted. Older viewers might remember I painted this like on Monday, I think. That's on my Instagram now. It's just a couple little portraits of their boyfriends, this little vampire Bato, and this werewolf. They are in love. And the name of the ink that I used to paint this was Werewolf Blood, which felt, appropriate. It's ethically sourced. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyways, hey, have y'all heard of Sammy Ann? Sammy Ann just raided and has been doing some seriously cute artworks. Let's start from the beginning. With our little witch friend and her familiar, so stinking cute. They are, it looks like they are looking to go on some manner of adventure here, and they do! Here they are venturing out into the wilderness, and, ooh, who might these creatures be? I love the little owl in the tree. The expression is so stinking cute. Absolutely adorable. These little forest creatures are so good. The mushrooms, delightful. The pumpkins, this woods feels so enchanted. I love it. And there's the party. Oh my god, I haven't seen this one. That's so stinking cute. Oh my goodness, I love the absolute proportions you have on this, Dracula guy. It's so good. It's just an incredible shape. I love the little, the bone hand. I would like to know what's on tap at the Bone Waltz. A fine vintage, I'm sure. This is so stinking cute. This is so cute. If you're not familiar, again, with Sammy Ann's work, it is so whimsical and so good, and I'm going to give her another shout out in the chat. You just posted page 4. We can see page 4. Hell yeah. Okay, let me refresh the page so I can see page 4. Hold please, chat. Where is she? Where is she? Oh! Oh my goodness, who are these friends? They're so cute. The Finn folk. Oh, that's so... Trish knows a few friends that are not far away. In fact, maybe the Finn folk would love to join. I love their little pool floaties. This is absolutely adorable. I love the whole vibe of this little story. I love the little familiar clinging to the brim of her witch hat. This is so cute. I love it. I love it. I would like if this was a book, if you just made this into a book, I would want it on my bookshelf, please. I love it. If you're like, once again, just go give lots of love to Sammy Ann, because her art is delightful, whimsical, the bestest, and so stinking cute. Thank you so much again for sharing, and thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it very much, as always. I'm gonna open some Pokemon cards. Let's see if I recognize any of these characters. I don't think they're particularly big packs. I don't know if we'll get anything that's worth hundreds of thousands of pounds, but like, we might get something cute. Okay, this is pack number 1. We have, dun 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 dun, it's, ooh, Clawitzer, evolved from Clauncher. I've never heard of this guy, but this art is awesome. I love the art on this card. That's really, really sweet. Aqua Launcher. Ooh, discard all energy from this Pokemon. Okay. Oh, it tells me the size of the Pokemon. It's 4'3" and weighs 77.8 pounds. Sweet, and has 130 HP. And does a very impressive attack. Cool, I like it. Good. Am I going to remember this Pokemon? No, that's the fun of it. Okay, next one. It's Snover. I think I've seen this one before. I can't 100% say for sure that I've seen this one before, but I feel like I've seen this one before. It's very, very, very cute. This one's basic, apparently. They're not basic to me. I think they're beautiful. I think they're very, very, very cute. Very Arctic vibes. I'm into it. I like that one a lot as well. And who's next? Who's that Pokemon? It's basic just means it hasn't evolved from anything. Oh, okay. It's not basic in the way I am. So it's, hey, you're not basic either, Samantha. Hey, Spoink is a bounce Pokemon who's 2 feet 4 inches tall. There is nothing basic about Spoink. Spoink is an absolute. I love them so much. Anyways, if I had to choose a favorite from these 3, and it's very difficult, I appreciate that this card is holographic, which is super fun, but I mean Spoink. Spoink is very much no thoughts, head empty, just bounce energy. Says Samantha. Sammy Ann says the flavor text on this friend is so anxiety tweaking. Oh boy. Spoink will die if it stops bouncing. The pearl on its head amplifies psychic power. I didn't realize that okay, I didn't realize that was on its head. I thought that was just like in the background or something. That is a gigantic pearl that's on Spoink's head that gives it psychic powers. And if it stops bouncing, it dies. I really should be reading the flavor text at the bottom of these, because apparently Clawitzer can move through the water at a speed of 60 knots by using... Thank you so much for giving us something, Sammy Ann. Thank you.
Oh hell yeah, Sammy Ann Art just subscribed.
Thank you very much indeed. That's awesome. I very much appreciate it. Sammy, and please enjoy your emotes and stuff. I need to do some new emotes soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. I want to try and do something a little bit seasonal as the weather gets colder. That being said, there is a Halloween emote in there that just ended up like as a permanent emote. It's been there for years. It was supposed to be there for like 1 October, and I just left it because I thought it was cute. Anyways. Right, okay, so the speed of 60 knots by using gas inside its body to expel water from the back of its claw. Wait, okay, so its speed is powered by toots. That's what I'm getting from this. Is that its speed is powered by toots. I love that. I also just want you to know, the Hornet Silk Song animated emote that Turnip just posted, that took me like 45 minutes to animate. just like frame by frame, painstakingly moving it ever so slightly every time so that it would animate, in a very archaic version of Photoshop. So I hope you enjoy it. Anyways. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I wish I could weaponize the gas inside of my body in the way that Clawitzer does. I just get cramps. I'm sorry if that's TMI. Anyways, so I'm distressed by Spoink, that it will die if it stops bouncing. That's incredibly sad. And let's see what depressing facts we can learn about Snover. During cold seasons, it migrates to the mountain's lower reaches. It returns to the snow-covered summit in the spring. Oh. Is that... Well, that's just nice. It's just a migratory creature. I think that's fine. That's very pleasant. Lots of creatures are migratory. That's neat. Including some humans. Snover should be fine since it is what the fuck? Who kicked off a hype train? Thank you! Thanks for the train, everyone. Enjoy that alert working for once, and have a nice hype train. Thank you. Ghosties, however, nightmare, says Sammy. And yeah, I know some bits of Pokemon lore that are alarming. Samantha says if humans could weaponize their gas, lactose intolerant people would become too powerful. Finally, a means by which I can seize some power.
Oh hell yeah, turn up the dial, just subscribed. I'll help some Mike 2 pop-ins.
Thank you so much for the sub, 28 months. That is very nearly a year. Oh my god, thank you for the Shaw. Thank you for the Shaw tells. Thank you. Very much appreciated. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. Yay! Okay, sorry for the crinkly noises, but here we go. It's time for pack number 2. Numero dos, let's see what we get. Will we get a super rare shiny Hornet card? I'd be very impressed if we got a super rare shiny Hornet card. Oh, bye Hornet, thank you. Turnip is lurking now that I've added to the train. Thank you so much. You know, y'all know I love trains and railways and railway stations, so that's very kind. Very much appreciated. And have a lovely lurk, Turnip. Alrighty. What is that Pokemon? It's... Hello? A toxic mouse Pokemon named Shroodle. This is Shroodle. I love them, I think, and they're also a little bit shiny, which is delightful. Limited edition blue raspberry Pokemon card. Hell yeah. It's an art Pokemon too, and it's very cute. Very, very, very cute. Alright. So let's learn about the toxic mouse, shall we? Though usually a mellow Pokemon, it will sink its sharp, poison-soaked front teeth into any that anger it, causing paralysis in the object of its ire. Oh man, it's like a toxic vampire. That's rad. What a little guy, says Turnip. I wholeheartedly agree. This is an absolute little guy. Oh my goodness. I love it. And the art is very, very cute. It is 8 inches tall and weighs 1.5 pounds. Adorable. Absolutely fresh as heck. Okay. Who's that Pokemon? It's... Spearow! Oh, this is one of my favorite genres of Pokemon, which is just... it's just an animal. This is just a bird. This Pokemon is just a bird. Its attack here is Pluck. Amazing. Due to its short wings, it can't...
Takinumi cheered. X5.
Thank you so much for the biddies, Takanumi. Thank you. That's very, very, very kind and very much appreciated. I shall be sure to share them with Spearow, who will attempt to peck at them like little seeds, yum yum. Due to its short wings, it can't fly long distances. It wanders about restlessly and pecks at bug Pokemon. Oh, bless us. Oh, I mean, some of my favorite birds are flightless, so this is very much in my wheelhouse. This is now one of my favorite Pokemon. They're absolutely fresh. Thank you again, everyone, for the hype train. It's very appreciated. Shall I flip it? Okay. All right. Last one. Who's that Pokemon? It's Sandshrew. Oh, bless. Fun fact: Sandshrew is one of the first Pokemon that I actually ever drew. This is before I was an art streamer. I would just get my husband to like pull a random Pokemon card, and get me to attempt to draw it, having not seen that one. So I attempted to draw Sandshrew. I basically drew a semi-realistic shrew merged with a cactus and gave it a little cactus flower behind its ear. And then I discovered that actually it's kind of just a yellow baby armadillo. And oh my goodness, the artwork on this is delightful. Absolutely delightful. Illustrated by Shinji Kanda, apparently. Beautiful. Stunning. Absolute. Look at his little face. Absolute little friend. It digs deep burrows to live in. When in danger, it rolls up its body to withstand attacks. I wish I could do that. I would also like to live in a burrow and be able to roll up when I'm feeling threatened. So that's our spread, and I think we did really well out of these. I love all of these little creatures. Yay! I still don't know much about Pokemon, but now I have cards, and I've also got little guys to paint. Okay, so, by way of just letting you know how we're getting on here, I have 4 little creatures to paint. I've got Pikachu. You can there is some detail kind of, you know, on the figurine itself to tell you where to paint stuff. We've got Pikachu. We've got Gengar, obviously. Very flat is Gengar, interestingly. I guess that's just the way that they're shaped. Some people just got... Also, man! Gengi is very, like, tail heavy. They kind of want to rest on their tail, which is wild. We have Mimikyu, of course. Absolutely hecking adorable, extremely friend-shaped. A very nice wide base to stand on much more effectively than Gengar, who just wants to fall over because he is extremely flat. And, come on, who's this little creature? It's... I forget the name of this one. Can anyone get the name before I look it up? This is Morpeko. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I don't know which of these syllables to put emphasis on, but I'm gonna go with Morpeko. Okay. Anyways, yes. Normally Gengar is potato shaped, but that would be a lot of clay. This is actually made of hollow plastic. It's just like 2 sort of shells of plastic that they've like clamped together. But the other important thing to note, just as a bit of light housekeeping at the beginning of the project, is that we weren't sure they give us these little paints, but we weren't sure how effective these paints are going to be on the plastic surface of these figurines. So I did actually apply a layer of just like a matte white primer to 3 of them, but not Mimikyu. And I am going to be ever so slightly testing something out with these. So everybody's been primed except for Mimikyu. And the only one that I am steadfastly adhering to using the extremely shitty little, pardon my French, paintbrush that came with the set, and nothing, you know, like smaller for tiny details like their faces and shading and highlights and that kind of thing. I'm using nothing but the crappy brush that they gave us for Mimikyu. Thank you for the exclamation mark language. Takanumi says, watching on my break, I love the vibes. Thank you so much, and I hope that you are having the loveliest break. I am gonna have a sip of one of my beverages, which is a chamomile tea. Samian is lurking. Have a lovely lurk, Samian, and thank you again for the raid. So we have like a set of paint pots that come with this. I do also additionally have about a gazillion potos of Citadel color, like actual figurine paints that we can mine from if I decide that I want to go off script with the color choices. And you know, I'm probably gonna go a little off script with the color choices, because what's the point of getting to paint something yourself if you're not just gonna paint it whatever stinking color you want? And I'm gonna paint them whatever stinky color I want because I can. So there. Anyways, it also came with this. I think this is why it's I think they reckon because it's a child's like painting kit. It's okay that it only comes with a quite big brush, because the expectation, I assume, is that you're gonna use these like stickers of the character's eyes to just like sticker the. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. I can do better than that. Is this already losing bristles? I feel like this is already losing. There's like little loose bristles that are taller than the other ones. Oh great, this is already losing bristles. We just got it. This is so bad. Oh no, I did use this to apply the primer, and it seemed to be okay. But here we are. But yeah, as I said, I don't necessarily want to stick to the established color schemes. I do want to see how this paint performs being just like applied to these little guys. And I have an idea for Mimikyu. I want to do sort of a slightly more Halloween-y looking Mimikyu. Hello, Aoife. Welcome on in. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you, and welcome. I feel like I should start with Mimikyu and actually just see how the paint applies to it. I am scared about opening these paint pots, because I think this is one of those ones where like you kind of... They're all connected. I don't know if I can just open like one color. And I really don't want paint to get every... Oh my god, how do you open these? How does this even... This is for children. Anyways, how's it going, Aoife? While I attempt to... Oh my god. I might be using Citadel colors. This does not want to open. Okay, actually, can I... No, I can open them independently. Okay. It's just... very difficult to get them to open. I'm doing alright, my feet hurt and I'm annoyed at Twitch support, but otherwise I'm doing really well. Oh, I'm so sorry that Twitch support's giving you trouble, and I'm sorry that your feet are giving you trouble as well. If anyone's been wondering about my lower back, because I think I mentioned on Monday that at some point, somehow during Friday's Silksong stream, I managed to injure my lower back, and it's been really sore ever since. It's a lot better today. It's still not 100%, and it still hurts sometimes when I'm standing and walking, but I've been resting it a lot, and I'm getting close to being better, which is really nice. Oh yeah, also, thank you again everyone for the hype train. I very much appreciated that. That was really, really sweet. Yes, I physically cannot open these. What the nuts? Why are these so hard to open? I think it's because they're cheap. But like, I literally can't open this stupid thing. I'm trying to get like my nail underneath here so I can kind of open the poto. Oh my god, that is so full. That is so very overfull. Anyways, I was thinking I could do like a Mimikyu but in like Halloween colors, so I wanted to do the body in like this this purple tone and see how we get it. Hello to my best preserved streamer, Jammy Kelch. Hello, Dan. Welcome in. Now, the other question I have is, how the heck am I supposed to hold this without just getting paint all over myself? So how... I'm just going for it, I guess. Oh, wow. That is so streaky. I'm gonna try not to get this base color onto the features that I want to be painted in other colors, but oh no. Oh no, this paint is going on so streaky. Like it is, I mean, I can always apply a second coat once it's dried. And I think I'm gonna need to, because as you can see, it is... the coverage is not great, and it is leaving a lot of streaky brush marks. My favorite. Okay. I'm gonna need some more paint. I almost put my fingertip in the paint. Anyways, how's it going, Dan? It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. Those little pots, like, they should have they look like they should have contact lenses in. Oh, beans. This contact lens is black currant flavored. If the color is anything to go by. Anyways. At least it looks like the paint is drying relatively fast, so we shouldn't have to wait too long to be able to apply a second coat, but oh boy. I'm just gonna have to try and make an educated guess as to some of the like lines and so the eye shape is all wrong. That's great. Response from support was no help at all, says Aoife, to the point it seems like they did not even read my ticket, so I sent another telling them that. I've not heard back since. Boo earns. I hope that they actually address your problem very, very soon. I know this is like the most horrible thing, but sometimes it feels like the best way to get like support issues solved with websites and businesses and that kind of thing is just to go to social media. Make a post complaining about it, and then someone will reach out and be like, oh yeah, we'll deal with it. Because, that's bad press for them. I maybe did that once with, like, oh, was it the supermarket? I feel bad doing that kind of thing, but, like, I was getting nowhere with, I think it was the supermarket. And it worked, so hey. Good job, me, I guess. I can't really see. I feel like there is a little sort of marking on their cheek, but I can't really see where it is, so I'm having to kind of guess here. This paint is bad, y'all. This is not good paint. Oh boy. Almost as bad as the brush. And my moderator/spouse is home. Yay! I'm gonna go quickly say hello to him. One moment, please. Please enjoy looking at this extremely cursed Mimikyu in the meantime. Hi, baby.
Is it good quality paint then?
It's terrible quality paint, and so is the brush.
Okay, well you only have to do one with it.
Very streaky. Am I allowed to use real paint for the other one?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, thank God. Mwah, I love
Just,
you.
Tooth and coats, that's right.
Tooth and coats, yeah, I know.
One for Duncan Rocker.
My back's not okay. How are you? Okay?
Anyway, I'm not yet fine.
Blue's free. Have fun. I love you. Hey everyone, I'm back. That was a loud smooch, says Dan. Oh shoot, now I'm embarrassed. I hope you didn't hear that. Anyways, hi everyone. Kissing time, says Joe. It sure is. We are in love. Anywho. Hi, baby. God. Silly creature. Anyways, that's my moderator/spouse, everybody. And I shan't apologize for that because I thought it was funny. Anyways, okie dokie. Now there's some little like ruffles at the bottom here, and I'm thinking of doing like the top bit of it in purple and then doing the sort of under bit in like a contrasting color. I think that would be really, really cute. Something nice and Halloweenish, but how cleanly I can paint this with this brush is a whole other question. Oh my god. This is so, y'all, this is so hard. Oh, my spicy stream. Is he kissing or playing a kazoo? That sounds like a balloon, says Joe. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like it started out romantical and then kind of went off the rails. Anyways, okie dokie. I don't know how obvious it is that I'm trying really hard to like actually make this look good, but I am trying really hard to actually make this look good, and it's very difficult. I am going to attempt to apply 2 thin coats of this purple paint in the hopes that we might, you know, get a... oh god, okay, I'll just drop it and then put my finger in it and then get paint all over a bit that I didn't want to be painted in. Great, good job. Amazing. Now I need to repaint this whole area. Yay. And now, oh good, I've painted over the eyes. Well, you know, I'll just paint the eyes in a color that shows up on top of this, I hope. Otherwise, they're just very, very well camouflaged. There isn't really a good way to, like, hold this little guy while painting them. And then not get paint all over your fingies, I think. Okay. Okie dokie. I really want to do, like, a contrasting lower ruffle. So I'm trying really hard to get the top ruffle painted in this purple color. Hi, Sunshine, what's up?
I was just thinking you're probably better off using my paints for the rest of them.
I think so. These paints suck, and also the pots are really hard to open and close.
As in, not your paints, my paints.
The Citadel ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not going to paint this in watercolor, sweetheart. That wouldn't work.
Oh.
Yee. But thank you. That was kind of the plan. Because, again, what a beautiful result, chat.
Can I have one of them?
My moderator / spouse wants to look at... Do you want to look at more Pico?
I'm just wondering whether there's a way of mounting them on
Oh,
something.
oh dear, says Joe.
No, they're just going to split because they're already breaking in half.
They are... don't split it!
I didn't. I just... Yeah.
Okay. It made a cracking sound. What did you do? I do actually want to make these look kind of nice if I can.
What I did was vaguely touch it.
Ah, what he did was vaguely touch it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. Let's paint over the copyright 2025, the Pokemon Company text. Very important. Oh no, don't touch. Look with your eyes, says Joe. Yep. Anyways, my hands are already covered in paint, so that's a great start. Oh, geez. You know, I'm wearing a light-colored shirt, y'all. I look with my hands, says Joe. That is certainly a skill. I mean, I suppose that is a skill that you probably do have if you have impaired vision. To, you know, assess the shapes and features of things and to read. Anyways. Okay. Oh, man. This is so gross. Hang on. If I go like this, so one of my fingies is holding the, like, butt of it, and the other one is holding one of the little horns up top, I think that might be the best way to do. Does the tail want to be the same color as the, like, I guess it does, in part because I've already gotten body color onto the tail, so let's just carry on in that way. But yeah, I'm hoping that the ones that we actually put primer on, you touched the butt, so it's not really the butt, it's more like the, I don't know, the floor. But I'm kind of hoping that the ones that we put primer on won't look quite so streaky and terrible. Eva says, I discovered become a geologist. Look with your tongue, says Samantha. That is true. That is very true. And I love that. And sometimes I wish I'd gone into geology. Because I, too, think that all of the rocks look delicious. Eva said, I discovered a Legally Blind streamer the other day playing Hollow Knight of all games. She has a bit of peripheral vision, high contrast on. People are amazing. People are amazing, and I love so much good accessibility features for games. I really do. And anyone who complains about, like, games that build in good accessibility features, or people who create mods with accessibility features for games, anyone who complains about that is stupid. It's like, okay, you don't have to use the features if you don't need them, but if it means that other people can actually play the video game, then good. Anyways. Okie dokie. I would say we are getting close to being there with the first coat of this terrible purple paint. And this is indeed the only one that I'm going to be using these horrible paint pots on. I will see. I want to see if I can give these little figurines a glow up by like, oh, so I just fully went off screen there. There's a skill that I really need to get better at. Actually putting my work on camera so you can see what I've done. Okay, so that's coat number 1 of our base color for Mimikyu. It looks... I mean... Mimikyu is trying their best, and I think they should be very proud. I'm going to set them to one side. I'm going to set my brush to one side. And maybe I should go clean my hands. Anyways, thank you very much for the posture check. Indeed, my back is killing me, so I'm going to attempt to do a stretch, but if I make any weird ouch noises, I'm sorry. But thank you for the posture check, Q2s. Ow! I like watching Sightless Combat Gamer Without Sight. Very cool. That is very, very cool. Do be advised that some rocks and people are toxic, says Tals. Lick responsibly. I wholeheartedly agree. Also, make sure you have permission before doing a lick. Okay, I'm just gonna... Actually, no. I'm afraid if I close this, I'm not going to get it back open again. Joe, thank you very much for the hydrate. I'm going to take a sip of my somewhat still warm mint tea. And then I'm just going to go quickly rinse the purple paint off my hand before I do. Maybe a base coat in a slightly... different color for Gengar here. One moment, please. Okay. Well, at least I can tell you that this paint seems to have good, like, sticking to things-ness, as much as it was really hard to wash off my hands. So yay. Joe says, I also have mint tea. Hell yeah! Mint tea twins. Delightful. Good stuff. Q2 says, too late. Tals tastes sweet, though. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, now I have to do a little hunt around in the gazillion different... Alright, I need a base. What would be a good base? I'm thinking a nice, like, autumnal base. Maybe... Is brown a good autumnal base? I feel like brown might be a good autumnal base. Mine is hot. Says Joe, genuinely. As in spicy or as in, like, temperature? I'm gonna go with this brown as a base because it is the pot of base paint that I could find that feels appropriately autumnal. And then there's some layers and contrasts and what have you, and sort of yellows and reds and oranges that I think would be quite... Ooh, yeah, there's some good, like, reds and oranges and maybe a little bit of green in there someplace. I think we can have fun with this little pumpkin spice Gengar. Usually it's cold and it's a heat-retaining mug. That's impressive. This is an oddity for me, says Joe. Damn, okay. Alright. Come on. Come on. I want to see if any difference is made by having a paint that's actually, like, good and also a figurine that has been primed. Now, how the heck am I gonna hold this guy? I'm gonna hold like this for the moment and just hope for the best. Let's start with an arm. Okay, honestly, that's already going on a little bit nicer. Lights, what the flip are you doing? What the flip are you doing, Lights? Just blowing it right out. Okay, anyways. Definitely going on a little bit smoother with primer and a better paint. So maybe we'll end up with a Gengar that's cute. I am bad at remembering to hydrate, says Joe. That is a mood. That's why having a hydrate command is so powerful. One of the things about hydrating for me sometimes is that if I'm like in the middle of a task and I do not want to have to get up to go pee to disrupt my task doing flow, I will just end up like not drinking fluids for way too long because and then it'll be like 10:30 at night and I'm like, oh, do I really want to make a drink at 10:30 at night? If I make a drink now, I'm gonna get up in the middle of the night to have to go pee. So I guess what I'm saying is my real barrier against hydration is like the human need to then like expel pee. It's a problem. I'm tempted to just I'm gonna hold Gengar by the foot for now so that I can potentially do little like slightly contrasting feet. I think there might be if there's a base somewhere of a slightly lighter brown maybe for like the very sort of tootsies of the footsies, I think that might look quite cool. Like he's got little socks on, you know? I hope this is gonna look cute. I honestly don't know, because again, this is not the usual this is not the usual painting material. Also, I don't even paint figurines that often. The last one I did was probably the last one that I did on stream, which would have been the little fisherman goblin, which was very fun to do, but yeah. That was maybe like a year ago. Anyways, I don't know anything about Gengar, though I have met them, I think, in Legends Arceus, which is the only Pokemon game that I've played to a reasonably full extent. I like their little Angie eyebrows. I think it's very cute. They look pleasantly sinister, which also feels very seasonally appropriate. I just figured since you've given me free reign to just paint these guys, why do I have to stick to their like vanilla in-game colors? I can do whatever I feel like. And this is a pumpkin spice Gengar. Why not? I'm realizing that, to be perfectly honest, most of Gengar is kind of the same color, so to get, like, contrast and stuff in there, I think I'm definitely going to have to give them, like, different colored little boots and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. Okay, anyways. Sammy making them extra shiny, says Samantha. Yes, exactly. They're just like super rare. But you know, when I painted that little goblin fisherman, I did have a really fun time. I think they were originally just like naked. Like the little model was supposed to be naked, and I was like, no. Because I've decided that this is my D&D character who was also a goblin at the time's dad, because their dad was a fisherman and they are goblins. That was already backstory. So I was like, no, he's a dad. He should be wearing like dad shorts. So I painted jorts onto him. It was very well, he thought they were fashionable, I'm sure. I'm not painting jorts onto Gengar, though. Because it's autumn, which is the time when we take our jorts and we turn them back into trousers, I guess. Is that what you call jean trousers as opposed to jean shorts? It is now. Or I guess in North America, they'd just be jants. But jants over here would be like underpants made out of denim, which sounds... ugh. Have you ever heard of anything as unpleasant sounding as the sound of Denim underpants. That sounds hecking horrific. Okay. Oop, I missed a spot. Let me just go back in. There we go. Oh, well, that's the front of Gengar. Right now, Gengar just kind of looks like a little, like, I don't know, like a little baby Sasquatch or something with this coloration. I'm kind of into it. I'm digging it. I think it's fun. I think, ooh, I could do like a different color on the little like back spikes. Could that be interesting? I think I might do that. What I might do is I'll just paint it all in with this like base layer of brown and then do some like highlighting on top of that. I think that might work. That might be really fun. Jean trousers, aren't they just jeans, says Dan? Yes, exactly. But if you're a silly goose, then then going by the logic of jorts being jean shorts, then surely they have to be trousers, jean trousers. And don't worry, I hate it. But here we are. Okay. Thankfully, this is a fairly large piece of real estate, so I can kind of just slop. Just making sure that it's a fairly thin coat so it won't take too long to dry. And thin coats will look better, I think. I think that's the reigning school of thought. I don't know. I'm not an expert on painting things that aren't 2D, honestly. You fooled the fooler, says Dan. Yay! I win. You deadpanned it too well. Ah, geez. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. We are going to have a BRB shortly, so I'm going to try and finish this up before we do, so that I can, I don't know, probably go wash my hands again. And then we'll let this coat dry and work on something else while it's drying. Hopefully not get too much paint on my fingies, but at this point, I'm not holding my breath. Okay. Almost there. Yay. Oh, my poor little brushy brush. This is an actual good brush. And I don't think it loves being used for this, but oh well. To be honest, this brush is kind of on its way out anyway, so. Did you hear the sports ball news, says Dan? You know I didn't. You can, spoilers for sports ball news. If Dan wants to share, he can. I'm not emotionally invested in it, so, it'll be fine for me. Sports ball, says Talls. Yeah, you know, that thing that I know so much about. I know more about Pokemon than I do about sports ball, and I don't really know that much about Pokemon. Let me paint in these little fingies. Thin coats, do. Is this the Dan sports ball news, says Joe? Apparently. I don't know what to expect. Blue Jays are up 3-2 in the World Series, 1 win away from being champions of it all. Oh, dang! Oh, dang! That's my home team, I guess. From back in Canada, so, you know, I am genuinely wishing them the very best. The best to ever do it. Okay, please. Oh, shoot, I forgot that Gengar doesn't want to stand up. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot, Gengar fell on his... Actually, that's probably the safest place for Gengar to be. Okay, so I'm gonna leave Gengar's butt up on screen for now. I don't have any paint water. I'm gonna take this brush and go give it a little clean. And to be honest, we can probably give Mimikyu a second coat of this terrible paint when we come back from break. We will be in break for a few minutes. You're not going to miss anything because I'll put up the BRB screen. Please enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. And yeah, I'll be right back. BRB, everyone. Hello, friends. I'm back. Thank you for sticking around. Hello. And hello, Ernesto. Happy Thursday to you, too. Welcome on in. Hello. So Dan's doing some sports. Dan's doing some sports. Dan, sports ball news. I helped out the first team last weekend because they were short of players. Was the highest division I've played in so far, and I did okay. Hell yeah! Good job, you. And tonight I do hockey training in a skeleton costume for spooky season. Hell yeah! I still haven't finished my costume for tomorrow, by the way. Which, oh no, but I think we'll figure something out. I think we'll figure something out. I have an idea in mind that if I'm able to enact it, I think will be a good. So wish me luck. But anyways, okay. So this bad boy is still definitely got some wet patches, so needs to be allowed to dry. So I'm gonna let him dry, but I'm gonna see if I can. I want to see if a second coat of this. I'm gonna clean this brushy as best as I can. Dan says it's the same sheep costume I wore last year, but it's enough and it's actually quite warm. Nice. Costume. I am making a costume for tomorrow because tomorrow's Halloween. There is no other reason for the costume for me. Dan is doing a hockey thing in a skeleton costume, and I would have wanted to, like, go out and take some nice, like, location photos in my terrible costume, which will be terrible, by the way. But my back is still hurting really bad, and I'm not feeling very well, so I'm gonna end up having to take, like, bad selfies. In or around my house. I don't really, I'll be honest, I don't know if I want to leave the house in this costume. It's real stupid. But never mind. Let me move the water out of the way. Okay, we're gonna try and get a second coat on this, this bad boy. Gender neutral. Hey, Sunshine, what's up? Are you here to supervise?
No, I was going to say if you need assistance or choosing paints, then let me know.
Ah, thank you. I've been using this brown as a base for Gengar because I feel like he's a pumpkin spice girly, and I don't know what colors I'm going to do the other ones in yet.
Okay, well, just when you pick a colour,
yeah,
see what type it is.
Yes, I have been, because this is a base. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Contrasts generally.
Okay.
Unless you want. Yeah, contrast yellow, if you can find Imperial yellow, probably were the best one for that.
Okie dokie.
It might take a bit of time to dry, that's really fun.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. So the second coat of this paint is in some places going on really nice and cleanly, and in other places taking off the first coat. So, love that. Trying to go in nice and thin. Trying to go in nice and carefully, and it's looking real jank and brush strokey. Love this for me. Wow. I mean, I feel like a lot of it has kind of just... I feel like this brush is just getting worse. Oh no, it's like, yeah, it's like peeling off the top, like the base layer of paint. Oh no. Oh no. So I'm gonna have to be really careful. And just go very, I think, feather light strokes. Just like imagine the brush is just a little feather. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. They tell themselves entirely aware of the fact that it is not fine and is probably going to be real bad. At least if anything does need drying time, we have 4 figurines to work on. So, like, it's fine. Okie dokie. I haven't really done the face bit much yet, have I? Okay. I do think that in some places the paint job is being moderately improved by the second coat, but like it's not excellent, and this brush is actually getting harder to like carefully maneuver because it's just, it is so full of paint. It is extremely full of paint, but it doesn't actually want to release the paint. So, yay. So this brush is great. There is like a stray bristle that has just glued itself into the paint on the figurine. So I love that for us. I'm just gonna like scrape this down because I think the paint is starting to like dry onto the brush. Ugh. But I didn't want to like clean it because I didn't want the brush to be wet. So I think once we're done with this coat, I am gonna need to clean the brush off because I'm gonna need to be able to get other colors on it for the different like contrasting areas and that kind of thing. Will you just leave some paint on there without stripping off the paint that's already on it, please? I'm literally begging you. Pokemon Company. Hear my pleas. Okay. Just gonna slap down a super fat like glob and just try and spread it out. Oh my goodness. See, this is the thing about, like, cheap versus expensive art supplies really does impact the experience quite a bit. And one of the things about that for me is that, like, you don't necessarily want to get the most expensive art supplies for someone who's just learning or someone who's, like, young or someone who's just starting out. But, like, oh boy, are you absolutely hampered by having terrible art supplies, you know? Like you really super are. That being said, obviously, like, in my everyday actually, like, making art that isn't cursed Pokemon, I use a lot of art supplies that are not the most expensive, necessarily. Because I don't have that kind of money, and I think it's, at some point, sometimes when you get into, like, the strata of, like, really expensive art supplies, it's like, is this really expensive because it's the best art supply? Or is this really expensive because it's just in very, like, aesthetic packaging? Like, they've put it in, like, a beautiful wooden chest full of, like, pastels or paint tubes or what have you. So you've got to watch out for that as well. But there are certain brands that I think are good, like, not disgustingly expensive standbys, and you don't need to own, like, every single color of paint either. So, you know, like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. I have attempted to repaint, and it looks kind of better, but it's very, how shall I say, streaky and uneven, I think. Which is, you know, okay, now that this is, oh my god, you know how I was saying before that this was really hard to open? It's also incredibly difficult to close. Holy crap. Oh my god. I'm gonna try and just, like, dab as much of this excess paint off on here as I can, and then I'll give the brush like a proper wash, but I had to put, like, the full weight of both of my thumbs onto this to get it to reclose. Will it ever reopen? Probably not, because there's gonna be, like, sticky paint stuck to the inside of it. Oh, good. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can clean this off at all. Actually, oh, okay. Yeah, it does clean out reasonably well, so that's good. And now this paint water looks like... It looks like grape-flavored medicine I would have been given as a child. That's what it looks like. This is not medicine. This is, I mean, it's for children, so it's definitely, like, extremely non-toxic. But, I don't think... I will not be sipping it. For sure. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna let this brush hang out, and I'm gonna let Mimikyu dry over there. And we're gonna get a base color onto... Maybe, what was this? Morpeko? I don't know anything about this Pokemon, which is very exciting, because it means I can just kind of go in and do whatever I feel like. So, let me see if I can find a base that I'm feeling for this. Ooh! I'm thinking maybe something that's a little bit sort of, like, goblin-esque for this character. some little like forest, a little sort of like a little like forest spritey type thing, and there's a base here that is like kind of a pale brownish green, and I feel like that might work really well actually. I'm very much enjoying not being bound by the very limited selection of colors that came in this set as well. Because damn, we have a lot. Damn, we have a lot of paints. What is you? Ooh. Ooh. Or I could make them like super dark. Hang on. Feel free to use Wobbletron, says Sledge. Oh, thanks, babe. Pardon the noise, everyone. Heck! Oh, that feels so weird. Oh, that feels so weird. Okay, I'm gonna like... I want to look at both of these paints and then decide what aesthetic vibe I want to start with on this Morpeko. So this is like a really dark sort of... I would say it's like a super deep teal almost from the looks of it to me, which is very pretty. Or I have this, oh my god, will you open? I have this sort of like sandy kind of like grayish brownish green that's quite a lot lighter. Choosing is hard. But I think I'm gonna go for this as like sort of a goblin-y base, and then get some other neat stuff on top. I don't know what I'm doing with Pikachu yet. But I want to do something wild with Pikachu as well. So we'll see. But I think I'll do a little sort of foresty vibe on this guy and see how we feel about it. Okay. I will give them contrasting ears, in part so I can hold them by the ears. Trying to be very careful. Therefore, this is for some reason this feels harder than doing just like a figurine. Gengar is still drying from her first coat. So we'll come back to her a little bit later. Anyways, how's everyone's week been? And are you doing anything fun and amazing for Halloween? And if so, what are you doing? I will be streaming Silksong, and then I will be baking and basically just being at home, and then I'm ordering takeaway for dinner because it's a special day, damn it. It's gay Christmas. I deserve a special meal that I did not have to cook. So I'll be getting probably broccoli and garlic sauce and some kind of noodles or something. Maybe some rice. I don't know. Maybe some tofu. Anything's possible. I might go wild and crazy. Anyways. I think this color is fun. I hope y'all think this color is fun. I hope no one thinks it's extremely blasphemous that I'm just like creating my own new like shiny versions of these Pokemons with different colors. I hope that's like allowed. I mean, obviously it's allowed. I can do whatever I feel like. These are my figurines, but like, is this considered like extremely disrespectful in the Pokemon community? I hope not. I hope not. I just wanted to get creative and have fun. And I am having fun. I'm still genuinely hopeful that I can make something nice out of Mimikyu, but oh boy. He's looking pretty cursed at the moment. They're not doing great. This is also looking pretty cursed, but eh. They've got little angry eyes as well. But they've got little angry eyes, and then like they're frowning, so they look very grumpy. This is a little grumpy Morpeko. Morpeko. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Apologies to any Morpekos out there. Feel free to correct my pronunciation, by the way. Samantha says, what if I feel it is blasphemous, but I am pro-blasphemy? Well, then by all means, blaspheme. I appreciate your support. Okay. We are approaching the doneness, I think, with this. Alright. And thank you again to my moderator slash spouse for generously letting me use the Citadel paints for this. I appreciate it. I mean, I don't think we're gonna need that much of them, because none of these are particularly massive, but still, they are technically his paints, and I am making a dog's breakfast of some things that he did buy for me. So if it goes really badly, it's only partially my fault. These things are made out of like molded plastic that have just been sort of like clamshell clamped / glued together. I'm hoping that in painting these I'm able to kind of conceal the little side seams a bit, because they're very obvious. And I don't love that. But so it goes. Okay. I think I made the right choice to leave the ears unpainted for the moment, so I actually have something to hold. So otherwise I'd be in trouble. Alright. Trying to get in there a little bit with this paint to make sure there's no little white spots in among the copyright 2025 The Pokemon Company like copyright notice on it. Also, I lost a brush bristle. That's okay. This brush is probably getting close to retirement age anyways, so I'm not too concerned about that. I've actually been tempted to pick up and finish, because I never actually fully completed Pokemon Legends Arceus. I finished like the main storyline, and then basically you have some bonus like side quests to do, as well as your objective is effectively to catch them all. So you have to find every Pokemon in the game, and then once you have found and collected every Pokemon in the game, your new objective is to fight God. And once you've caught them all, you get to fight God, and if you defeat God, then you win. That's it. That's the game. I don't know what the storyline is of Pokemon Legends ZA, which is the new one that's come out this month, I believe. I don't know whether or not you have to fight God in it. But that is what you do in the last Pokemon Legends. Okay, so here is coat number 1 on this guy. It's looking fine. It's definitely going to need a second coat because it's looking a little bit thin, but that's okay. So I'm going to set a little more Peko over here, and then let us consider what we want the base color of Pikachu to be. Because I can do whatever I feel like as long as it is a base color. Voxel, hello, welcome in. I added Astral Dreamer and Mr. Antenna to a fighting game. It is a good day. Oh, neat. I appreciate the very punny name of the second one you mentioned. That's delightful. I hope you are having the loveliest of lovely days. I am seeking an appropriate couleur. Ooh, what is you? Hold on. Ooh, that's a fun green. We're gonna use some of this green, I think, on this guy later on. I think that might be fun. But what color do I want to start with? Pika blue. Okay, do I have a good? I have a blue base that's real pretty, so I could do a Pika blue. Why not? Let's do a Pika blue. Okay. Beware noise. What if I do like a celestial Pikachu? That would be real cute. Do like blue, and then I could put maybe some little like stars on his tummy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I think that would be really stinky cute. I'm gonna attempt to do that. I think that'll be fun. Okay. Thank you. I just went on like an entire journey there with what I'm doing with these guys. I am a little bit concerned that I'm not going to be able to finish painting all of these by the end of the stream. Oops. Ooh, this is a really pretty blue. This is really nice. That was a good shout. Okay. Maybe I should have used a larger brush for like the slopping it on portion, but I don't want to. Learning from the experience of slopping on the like main colors of our poor little Mimikyu, it's really hard to get round the little details of like the eyes and like the face and stuff without a slightly smaller, more detail-oriented brush. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. And here's hoping that they turn out super adorable and not somehow cursed. Fingies crossed. Okay. Anyways, blue is always the correct choice of color. I mean, I do really love blue. And I think this is a really, really pretty blue as well. I don't know the lore of what this blue is meant to be for, but it's really nice. All of these paints are from my moderator/spouse's Warhammer excursions. There are so many Warhammers. I think there's like 40,000 of them? I think there's like 40,000 of them. That's an awful lot of hammers. Does Pikachu have a nose? I don't remember. I might be not being able to see the texture of the figurines super great, because it's not mega obvious. But I don't think that I see a nose. We can paint in a nose if we want to when we get there. Well, we'll see. I also appreciate that I have the which blue is that? This is Macragge blue. It's very pretty. It's a blue I found, and also it's a blue I found. Okie dokie. Anyways, as for tonight's tea, because I know you're all super cute about it, super curious about it. Spider Chew, says Joe. No, I'm terrified of Spider. Terrible, says Sledge. What, me? If Pikachu doesn't have a nose, then how does he smell? Awful. Terrible. That's why Sledge said terrible. Yes. Excellent, excellent, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm sorry I ruined the joke. Okie dokie. Anyways. Oh yeah, I'm making lentil soup for Dindins tonight. I'm very looking forward to it. it will be very comforting, I'm sure. It's Pika Blue, says Pigeon. Yes, it is. I decided that I asked chat what they thought an appropriate color for Pikachu would be. The first suggestion I got was blue, and immediately my brain went, I am going to make them like celestial themed. I'm going to try and put like a little stars or something on their tummy. I think that would be because Pikachu doesn't normally have any like tummy design, do they? They're just yellow. But what if they had like little stars on their tummy? I think that would be really, really cute. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, I really love that I can just hold the tail while I paint the rest of them. That is honestly super useful. Also, this paint has really good coverage. Much better than the crappy child's paint that came with it. What if Pikachu ate the sky, says Samantha? Then we wouldn't have a sky. Also, how's it going, Pigeon? It's lovely to see you. Ooh, that sounds amazing. I hope so. I mean, I am not a mega experienced figurine painter at the best of times. And I've painted like 2 miniatures. And these came from a child's Pokemon magazine that cost, between 6 and 7 pounds, I believe he said. So you know it's quality. You know it's a high quality product. Anyways. This is really fun, actually. I'm having a delightful time. Okay, that is the front of Pikachu. Now I have to flip it. And do the back. I will say the amount of control that I get from using the like sticky outy tail as a little like handle to kind of turn the figure is so nice. I wish all of these guys had sticky outy tails. If you're using Warhammer paints for these, does that make them legal to use in a Warhammer game? That is a good question for Sledge. Sammy is the best miniature painter on this stream. Yay! Thank you. Pigeon says, I have seen the sorts of magazines of which you speak. Yes, we see them often in like the periodical section of our supermarket. And most of the time I don't really pay them any mind. But my moderator / spouse happened to notice that this one had like a full-on like figure painting kit. And was like, do you want to do it? And I was like, okay. And I wasn't gonna not bring you along for the ride if I was gonna do it. Unfortunately, this means we'll probably have to come back and finish these on Monday because I don't think, based on like drying times and stuff, we're gonna get it all done today. But if we can at least get, you know, our first colors into place, then maybe we could come back on Monday and do like a post-Halloween, almost bonfire day celebration of autumnal Pokies. I don't know. I appeared briefly. I will ignore that comment. To be fair, you've never actually painted miniatures on my stream. You've just advised me on how to best do it myself. Which I very much appreciate because, as previously mentioned, I am an experienced painter in flat surfaces, especially paper and occasionally board or wood panels. But I do not have nearly as much experience with painting figurines or miniatures or anything that's in 3 dimensions, such as this bad boy. So I do appreciate the advice of my far more experienced in that field moderator / spouse, who is, I would say, at this point, something of an expert. And does really beautiful work. And also is very handsome. Anyways, we went to Warhammer Fest a few years ago, as it was on his birthday weekend, and that was a lot of fun. We saw a bunch of stuff, and I don't think, I can't remember if he bought anything. I think yes, he did. Because I think there was something that was being released, like, exclusively at the event. But, oh man, the queue was, I just remember there being an insanely long queue to purchase, like, for the shop at the event. I think because there were these, like, exclusive sets. Very long queue. But we managed to get them, and that was neat. Yes. Anyways. I don't remember much else about it. It was kind of a blur. I didn't really understand most of what was going on. I was mostly just happy to be there with my person. But yes, I don't really know anything about, like, the gaming side of it, because I know there's, like, you do games and stuff and that kind of thing. I know absolutely bupkis about that, but I like that you can paint little guys. And I think some of the figurines are very, very cute. Ugh. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, I don't think we got any blue paint on the this bit is hard. I'm beginning to see the dark side of having this sticky outy tail is trying to paint around the sticky outy tail. Getting, like, in behind it is proving to be terrible. And I'm not loving that so much. How do I get the top of the top of the arm? Is like this is actually kind of hard now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Is this spooky content? Is this spooky enough? I don't know. I feel like it kind of is. In as much as stressful painting is about as close as I can get to playing, like, a horror game, I think. Hey, love.
We have glued them to a base or something so you can hold the base.
Yeah, I think no matter what, getting around this tail piece was going to be a pain in the backside.
Well, you can always paint white over it afterwards to tidy it back out.
Yep, it's fine. Also, hello, darling. I love you.
Oh, I love you.
Yay. I think I've gotten most of the gaps. Doesn't super matter what the back of the tail looks like. There's some bits. I don't actually know what color I want to paint the tail in anyways. But I wanted to leave it so that I could.
You still black.
Ta-da! That looks so creepy! That looks so creepy.
I mean, it looks a lot bluer on screen than it does in real life.
It's a beautiful blue in real life, actually. I think this is a stunning shade of blue.
Mm-hmm.
What is this blue normally used for? Like, what is the purpose of it? Because I know most of these colors have, like, a specific purpose within the canon of the Warhams.
It is the base colour for the Ultramarines, which are the poster boys.
Oh, cool.
The box people for all of the armies.
Ah, okay.
And therefore are not worthy of my time.
And yet you own a Pato of the blue.
But it's also useful for other things.
Okay, yeah. Well, I do think that it's a very nice shade of blue. Yeah. So let's compare. This is an attempt at 2 thin coats using the paint that comes in the set. It's dried to a very, like, sort of chalky, unpleasant finish. But the coverage is okay. I can see some dark bits where it hasn't fully dried yet. But the coverage is not that bad. Void Kachu, says Samantha. Yes, Warhams, says Fit. You know, I regularly shorten it in my brain to Warhams. Please don't, says my moderator / spouse. Shall I is this dry? Are you dry?
So that's what it should look like.
Yeah, it's dry. Oh no, sweetheart, we're not ready for that. This looks like a Santa to me. This looks like some kind of like necromancer Santa Claus to me, and it's not Halloween yet, so I'm not ready for it. But that is a really beautiful figurine. Like, excellent job. Very nice. What?
Very happy with that one.
And so you should be very happy with that one. It looks rad as hell. Hell yeah. Okay, I am cleansing my brush. Cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. Clean, clean, clean. Okay. My brush has been cleaned, and I'm going to go back in with a second coat of brown on my now quite dry Gengar. Yay! And then maybe I can look at getting some, like, the contrasting colors. This poor Mimikyu just sucks. I feel so bad for them. Even did a second shake up just to be safe. But yeah, anyways, you know, Halloween is genuinely, I think, like my favorite time of year, and it is a little bit sad that I'm having a bit of a low key one this year. Partially because I'm not feeling great. My back hurts. Like I did something to my back last week, and it still doesn't feel 100%, so I don't really want to go out anywhere too distant from home. Like, I'm gonna have to go out on the weekend to get groceries and stuff, but that's about as far as I feel like I can do at this point, so yay. Ooh. Okay, yeah. This is filling it in quite nicely. And what I just want to note about this paint, so I'm using the nice, like, professional miniature painting paint here. And I'm also working on a surface that has been primed. And let me tell you, a significantly superior second coat painting experience, if I do say so myself. This feels so much nicer than the paint that came with the kit. Are we surprised? No, but like I was ready to be pleasantly surprised, potentially, by the paint that came in the kit. Like I don't want to knock this kit. It cost under £10, and it is explicitly intended for like literal children. So, do I think that it could be better? God, yes. I absolutely do. Do I think that these figurines are decent quality? Nah. I think that they didn't quite nail the shape of Gengar, because he's too thin, like, width-wise, which is a little bit weird and doesn't quite stand on its own, which I don't love. But like, they are cute. They're definitely cute. And they are a much more pleasant surface to paint on if you use primer. So, there's that. Primer and, like, you know, like, serious grade, model paints as opposed to, whatever they gave us in the kit. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of flip it over like this for the moment, because I can't really hold it on any other part of the body other than the foots at the moment, or I will get paint all over my fingies. Gengar doesn't need to stand, they levitate, says Ooh, my moderator slash spouse says I shouldn't really take the paint from the pot, but put it on a palette and thin it. Okay. Thank you. That I can do. All right. Oh my gosh, it looks so... I was worried that it was going to still look kind of like crappy, because, you know, these models are not intended for this purpose, but it is definitely improving. I feel like this is more of like a, I don't know, like a cryptid vibe. This is kind of giving Gengar like a cryptid vibe, you know. I'm really attracted to Void Kachu now. The color is so pretty. I love this color so much. I feel like it's even more like vibrant and special in person. I'm into it. Okay. I'm looking forward to, getting to, like, add, you know, all the highlights and the shadows. And I think that's gonna make these look even more, hopefully, uncrappy. I'm aiming for uncrappy. Or at least adequate would be nice. But like, oh man, you can see where it's like it really wants to separate. Captain Burgers, hi, welcome in. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a lovely, wonderful Thursday. I am uncharacteristically painting a little Gengar. Little Gengi. And trying to make him look less bad. It's going okay. Okay, this is... things are getting super awkward here. I really wish that there was like a little stand I could pop these guys onto or something. Because, oh boy, is it really awkward finding ways to, like, hold these figures while I paint them in. But, man, does that not look so much better? That, I mean, he looks like he's made out of chocolate. This is a beautiful shade of a lovely brown. But, I hear a shrimpy spine, says Q2's. Okay, I will attempt to do a stretch. But... bearing in mind, I can't let go of Gengar right now until it's safe to kind of rest him back on his face, which I think he's going to need another minute because, you know, I want to let this coat dry. I mean, it's like tacky now, so it was a very thin coat. It was a very thin coat. So it shouldn't take too long, but there's a little bit of wetness on here. Okay, I have stretched. I'm gonna take a sip of my chamomile tea, which is very cold. Not to bothers, but Gengar is purple. No, yes. But this one isn't. This Gengar is a pumpkin spice girly. So they're gonna be getting some nice, like, orange highlights and stuff, later on. I'm very excited. We're just having fun with colors today. Yeah. I figure, I don't know. If you give me these bad boys, I'm gonna wanna have some fun. Should I attempt to get some additional coolers into this guy? Mayhaps. I can but try. I'm gonna use one of the terrible paints that came with the... Okay, Gengi, we're gonna move you over here real carefully, okay? Alright. I want to get some additional colors onto this onto this bad boy. Anyways, how's it going, Captain Burgers? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. But these paint pots are so hard to... This is for a child. This is for a child, and I am struggling to open these paint pots. Like, I'm having to, like, sort of... using, like, my thumbnails to try and pry it apart, but I'm also trying to be really careful because these paint pots are super full and I don't want it to spill! Ah! This is not good! This is genuinely a problem. Okay. Just gonna clean my actual good brush. Make sure there's no paint hanging out inside it while we work with our terrible, terrible brush that came with the set. So I want to do like an underlayer. And I thought like an underlayer of a nice sort of pumpkin orange would be kind of cool. So let's hope we can apply it nicely. It is so hard. It's because you're not a child that it is so hard for you. They are adult-proof caps. Oh my gosh, Samantha, you're so right. You're so wise. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Of course they are. Oh, that's a really thick layer. Ah, shoot. You want thin coats, thin coats. 2 thin coats of paint. That's how you want to do it. Okay. Huh. All right. I do also have a, the actual, like, character designs are they're fairly flat, they're fairly cartoony, they're not super intricate, so I don't know how much I'll be able to do in terms of, like, highlights and shading, but I will try and do some. I could do some shading around, like, the Pokemon Company, copyright notice at the back, but that doesn't feel very fun. Alright, this is like burger sauce color, delightful. But I think it'll look alright once we've got two coats on it. Or at least moderately better. I hope. Anyways, I have some like generic royalty-free Halloween music stuck in my head. And you know, okay, so you know if you were here for the very start of stream, you would have heard that this week I've been using, instead of my usual starting soon music, I have like Halloween song type music. Hold on. Which sounds like, oh, hold up. It sounds like this. Sorry for the jump scare. I was speaking to my moderator / spouse the other day, but like, how did this become like the default sound of Halloween music? And he reckons it's all Tim Burton's fault. And I think he's probably right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that brief interlude. But I do enjoy it, but it feels like every piece of Halloween music kind of has that vibe to it. And it's all Tim Burton's fault. Anyways, Pigeon says, I was trying to open some of these paints for my nephew, and I said, oh no, they're idiot proof, and he laughed so much I worry he's going to use that to torment his friends at school. Oh no! Oh no! But also that's so stinking cute. That's adorable. If he does, adorable. Okay, well at least the body of this is dry, so I think I can just go in with, I can just go in holding Mimikyu's face. And I'm gonna do some contrasting pumpkin-y orange up here as well, because it feels the sort of the combo of like a nice witchy purple with pumpkin-y orange feels so seasonally appropriate. And I'm trying to kind of go with some slightly witchy vibes, I think, for Mimikyu here. Some dark magic. So I got some purple paint on places where I didn't want there to be purple paint, and I think we're just gonna have to deal with that. I think that's just the way it's gonna be. because I don't think that a second coat is going to cover it up. Oh, well. Never mind. Let me just clasp that more or less shut for the moment. Actually, I probably don't want to, like, fully... Tim Burton's such a menace, truly. Truly. Anyways. Made some movies, I dug. Thanks, buddy. Anywho. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, right? I don't know what color to use for, like, the mouth. I guess just, like... I guess, should I just use, like, black for the eyes and mouth and then, like, add some highlights? Maybe. Or should I do, like... Trying to figure out the best way to do, like, the... What I could do... Ooh, you know what could be kind of cool? Okay, hold on. I'm having a brainstorm here. I'm having a brainstorm. So I'm going to attempt to open the yellow. Yeah, okay. I've opened the yellow, and what I'm going to do, I think, for the eyes is I'm going to do sort of like owl rules. So I'm going to start with yellow, which does not want to layer. It is not going to cover up the purple bits that I got in what is technically the eye area, so that's great. But I'm going to go in with a thin coat of yellow, and then we will do black on top of that. I think that's going to look really, really cool. The false eyes, of course, because we have the actual eyes down here. What the heck am I going to do with the... How am I going to paint those in with this tiny freaking giant thing? Ah! I hadn't thought of that. I think I might just do those in black, because they are meant to be kind of camouflaged. They are meant to be kind of camouflaged, so that kind of makes sense to me, I think. Okay. So letting that dry. There's some little, like, cheek sections at the sides of the mouth. I am gonna do those in pink. I am hamstrung by the colors I actually have available. I have this, like, pale pink, but I feel like that's a little bit too light. So I might go in for this. I have, like, a lighter red color. I think I might use this lighter red color for the blushy bit. I'm actually gonna close this back up for now and just hope I can reopen them again when it's time to do a second coat. Oh my god. Okay. Because otherwise I can't really effectively do this. This is so scary. Okay. Ow! Ow! Ow, my thumbnail. This is hurting my thumbnail. This is not safe for children. Okay, this is like a light red kind of pink. This is like pink. Anyways, I'll try and let's just finish the initial coat of Mimikyu's bad makeup. Before we head into our second break. And then after the second break, we'll come back and I think we can probably do the second coat of Morpeko at that point, and probably Pikachu after that. So, yay! Okay, but before we get to that, I need black. Okay, can I open this? Captain Burger says, I remember when I was a kid, I was traumatized by the Corpse Bride movie. I never got to finish it, and to this day I have PTSD and don't have the courage to finish the movie. If it makes you feel any better, Captain Burgers, I have absolutely no idea how old I was when I saw it. I think it came out when I was a grown-up by that point, because I'm elderly. But with that being said, I never finished watching it either. I don't know why, but I didn't. Oh my god, why won't you open? I think some paint got onto, like, the inside of the lid for this one, but I really need this color. Oh, shoot. Come on. Come on. Oh my god, this is murdering my thumbnail. And we are about to go into ads. So I might open this and then we'll come back and do the... Okay, we got there. Okay, I can do it. I've got time. I've got 26 seconds. This is probably a mistake, but here we go. So. Oh my god, this is so hard. We are not going to do anything painting-wise while we are in ads. So you're not going to miss anything. I'm going to swap to the BRB screen in just a second. Have a drink, have a stretch. Take your meds if you have meds that need taking. It's all good. Heading over to the BRB screen now, and we'll catch up with Mimikyu in just a minute. So be right back, everyone. Thanks for waiting, everybody. I'm back. Hello. Hello, and here is our little guys. Honestly, all things considered, Mimikyu is kind of nailing the Mimikyu aesthetic. And also, I think that it works really well in, like, Halloween colors. The purple is significantly purpler in real life compared to the camera. Man. This camera doesn't pick up every color. It's picked up this brown perfectly, and this green really, really well, and the blue quite well. It doesn't know what to do with purple. I think it has a problem with, like, the red end of the spectrum, which I don't think is unusual, but it is a little bit annoying. Captain Burger says, you know what? After long reflection, tomorrow, during the Night of the Monster and Witches, I'm going to fight my old demons and finish the Corpse Bride. Hell yeah, you do that. I believe in you. You got this, friend. Hell yeah.
Plap, 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 plap.
Leaky, thank you very much for putting a kiwi bird on my head. Thank you. I am going to keep very, very, very still to make sure that I don't disrupt said kiwi bird. I don't want to bother them, as they are ever so comfortable on my head. And they are, it feels really weird having a bird stand on your head. It's like giving me a little head massage, which is kind of pleasant, but it's a little bit bizarre. Anyways, I'm just shaking up our Death Guard green. Getting ready to go in with a second coat on Morpeko, who is looking hopefully very like a little, I'm aiming for like a little forest creature kind of deal. Kiwi says Jeff, hell yeah. Anyways, how's it going, Leaky? It's very good to see you, my friend. Welcome on in. Hello. Okay. I'm going to take like a globet of this and drop it down onto my palette. Okay. Just thin it out a bit, because it is quite thick. Get a nice flow to it. Oh, doesn't that... Oh, that looks so nice! Y'all, that looks so nice. Thank you for the bird party in chat. Kiwi! You know I love the kiwi birds. You know I do. I'm just generally a bird enjoyer. What was the last bird that we painted? Oh yeah, a ruru, the moorpork from New Zealand, which is a very sweet little owl. And that was on a bookmark of a bookshelf, because I figured how much more bookish can I make this? How can I maintain the illusion of being someone who regularly reads books? I mean, I have an English degree, so of course I read books, kind of. Anyways. Being very careful around these little details. There is some, like, surface detail on the Morpeko that I'm kind of, rather than, like, block painting in different colors, I'm just gonna use, hopefully the detail will still be there and I can kind of shade it in using, like, a shade, color later on. Hopefully that'll look good. I don't know. But for now, I'm just hoping for a nice, fairly even coat of paint would make me very, very happy. Anyways. Who made this little guy angry, says Burgers? I don't know. I own books, says Leaky. Hell yeah, I own books too. I have written books. I've written in books. That were then published. I have spoken at conferences about things to do with books. Somehow. That was another life, when I had a brain. Time has passed since then, and that chapter has long since drawn to a close. 'Cause I am an idiot now. La-di-da. Though I would like to write more books. I'm working on it, but these, believe it or not, these things take time. I don't know why this little guy's angry. I wish I could give him a nice cup of tea and make him feel happier. I think that would be nice. He deserves happiness. He's just a little buddy. He's a very special little guy. I'm running out of paint. Let me have another globby. Okay. Here we go. And we slap it on. Slap, slap, slap. We get it on the ears that we've been using as handles to hold, but oh well. I'll paint over it. Can paint over it in white if I want. What's my favorite book, says Captain Burgers? Aw, geez, that's a tough question. Chat, do you have an answer to that? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Like, I've done a whole English degree. Do I have a favorite book? No. I have a lot of books that I really like. What was the one I was thinking about the other day? Oh, Much Obliged, Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse. That's a good one. I liked that one. I am an enjoyer in general of Wodehouse's fare. I think it's very fun. I like the vibe of it. It's very silly. And I actually read a lot of, I don't know, I like cookbooks. I like cookbooks. And as usual, when asked a question like this, my brain is a sieve and I can't remember any other book that I've ever read. I've read so many books. Why can't I remember any of them? I like The Little Prince. In English, I've read it in English and in French. That's a good one. His Dark Materials trilogy by Philip Pullman, says Pigeon. Excellent choice. Very nice. Joe says, what have you read recently that you would like to tell us about? I abstain on the grounds that I don't want to. Tu parles français? Un petit peu. Je suis canadienne. But not too much on stream because not everyone here can understand French. So I try and keep it to a minimum. But sometimes it happens anyways. But yes. I am a bookworm, says Joe. I love reading books and buying books. They are two separate hobbies. They are two separate hobbies. It is very important to note that. Most definitely. Yeah, I think this looks decent. I think the potentially showing the limitations of this these figurines, and as much as this paint color definitely showed up in two thin coats a bit more streaky than the brown one did. But I think it'll be, once we've added in like sort of our shading and other little details, I think it'll look fine. But this is going to need to dry for quite a while because it's very shiny. And at some point I'm going to need to paint in their little ears, which I want to be in maybe a slightly darker shade of green. I'm not sure. Looks like you sneezed on that one, says Joe lightheartedly. Hey, it's gonna look very, like, verdant and woodlandy when I'm done. I've got some slightly, brighter green to bring to it as well, and maybe some little, like, I don't know, maybe some little, like, floral notes. I haven't decided yet. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I think it'll be fine, and fun, hopefully. Anyways. And Leaky says, "Voilà poutine." Okay. I do actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, I do actually have a packet of poutine sauce in my kitchen that I did bring back from the last time I was in Canada. Because you can't buy it here. And I mean, to be fair, if you want like the proper experience of poutine, it's very difficult in the UK. I don't know. There certainly aren't any cheesemongers like in my city that I'm aware of where you can get like, you know, like that, the little like cheese curds. So if I want to make it, I have to use like a different cheese. I've tried cubed up halloumi. I've tried like bocconcini type mozzarella, and it's fine, but it's not the same. It doesn't have this. It doesn't either. Either it's too salty or it doesn't have the squeak. That's my choice. It's not as good. I'm wondering if I might be able to find something of a similar curdiness but not as curds in like, in one of the like non-British supermarkets in my neighborhood, but I wouldn't know what to ask for, and they probably wouldn't know whether or not it would work for poutine. Like, I can try and make an educated guess, but I don't know how well it would go. Okay, so I need, my blue again. But I could have chips tomorrow because I'm ordering takeaway for dinner. But I'm probably gonna not. I'm probably just gonna get rice because I'm aware of the fact that like treat season is coming up. And if treat season is coming up, I don't want to overdo it and overindulge. Because then I'll be sick. I was very sick around like the late autumn, early winter of last year. And it turned out that a large portion of that was owing to the fact that I am sensitive to wheat. Which is why I now get to have expensive gluten-free bread. Yay! Leaky says, I had poutine in 2020 during the brief period London restaurants sold eat at home because you can't go outside kits. Aw, man. Aw, man, I'm glad you found it, at least. That's rad. I miss it. I do try and make sure I get, like, at least one iteration of it when I go back to, my country of birth. Speaking of, if I can dig out the relevant paperwork, I am going to be applying for a British passport at some point in the near future. Just because, you know, you never know which way the wind is blowing. And I very much am intending to continue to live here forever. Because it's where my partner is, and it's where my life is. And I don't want to leave. But I'm also an immigrant, which feels like it shouldn't come with a little layer of precarity, but I don't want to really talk too much about what the UK is like right now. But it doesn't feel like as fun of a place to be an immigrant as it did when I first moved here. And like I have the layers of privilege of being someone who is white and whose first language is English, which does definitely grant me some privilege in that respect, but it's still enough to make me, you know, feel a little nervous about my place here. And how safe that is, and how safe that might be depending on, you know, how things go in the next couple of years. So I'm just trying to stay safe. Anyways, but on a slightly sunnier topic, Leaky says, that was the first time I ordered poutine and it came with cheese curds rather than cheesy chips with gravy, which is not. Cheesy chips with gravy is not the same. And likewise, poutine is not the same as disco fries, which is, I think, a Jersey invention from the States. Though, Americans, correct me if I'm wrong with regard to the origin of disco fries, but disco fries are chips or fries as they would be known to Americans, with gravy and then like a liquid cheese sauce. So that is indeed a different vibe. This color is so stinking pretty. This paint is going down so nicely. I've thinned it out a little bit. Just so it flows well. And it's looking very beautiful. It's fairly, like, the coverage I think is very good. I think the coverage might actually be even better than Gengar. Anyways, like the nacho sauce, yeah, says Samian. Hell yeah. That is classic proper poutine, says Samian. Yes, exactly. Fellow Canadian gets it. Burger says, talking about rice recently, I bought a rice cooker and it's so worth the money. Aw, sweet. I have considered getting a rice cooker, but, I don't have the countertop space for it in my kitchen at the moment. I have like a toaster, a microwave, and an air fryer, and then a nice comprehensive coffee setup, and that's kind of all I've got countertop space for. Though I do like the rice cookers, specifically the ones that sing a little song when you run them. I think that's real cute. I wish that my air fryer sang me a little song when I switched it on. Do 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 do. That's the rice cooker song I'm familiar with. But that's really awesome. I would love to have a rice cooker one day, but I mean, in the meantime, I can cook rice on the hob, and I do, and it's easy enough to do, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I know rice cooker owners who absolutely swear by them, so I love that for you. Hell yeah. I do have rice, like, not every day, but probably, like, at least once a week. So, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Anyways. I felt like your listing of appliances was was the start of a joke. No. That's just appliances that I own. An air fryer, a toaster, and a microwave walk into a bar. And the bartender says, you know, I think smart home appliances have gone too far. That's not a joke either. I think that's true. There was an article I saw the other day about a guy who has like a Roomba. It's not a Roomba, but it's like a Roomba style Hoover, like one of the little just like auto Hoovers that just doots around and cleans the dust off of your carpets and stuff. Like a Roomba. But he found out for some, like, it was having some sort of problem, so he tried to like go into the back, because it's, you know, it's got a little computer in it. He sort of went into like the back end of it to try and figure out what the problem was, and found that it was sending detailed like mapping data of his house back to the company, back to like the manufacturing company. And he was like, whoa, who is this accessing this data? Who gets to see like a map of my home interior? That's freaking scary. And so he found a way to switch that off, and so he switched it off, and suddenly his Hoover stopped working. So he sent it back to be repaired. They were like, all right, they fixed it. They sent it back, and then it worked for like 3 days, and then it stopped working again. And he was like, hello? What are you doing? I just realized I painted in these stripes on the other side, so I'm painting them in on this side as well, and I'm just gonna paint over them with a nice visible paint, I guess. Oh no. But yeah, no, that's like, ew. That's like, ew. I don't like that. I don't want that in my home. No. I am not inviting that into my home. I am deeply uncomfortable by it, in fact. So, that's a no from me. But yeah, that seems not unusual with like smart stuff. I mean, there was that thing years ago at this point about one of the, I think it was the, I can't remember which brand it was, but one of the like home speakers that you can get to like look stuff up for you, you know? You can just be like, hey, speaker, play Over the Garden Wall, and then it'll play you the soundtrack to Over the Garden Wall or whatever. But it found that, you know, obviously it has to be passively listening to you because it has to be able to listen out for you saying like, hey, speaker, you know, whichever one it was. But it turns out that the back end of that was like literally people in, you know, an office block somewhere in like Romania or something whose job it was to just passively listen in on people's homes. And supposedly this is for like quality control purposes and if there's any like technical problems, because all they're doing is sitting and spying on you effectively, like that was their job. And according to people who, like, had this job, it was really stressful because sometimes you would listen in on something and be like, okay, I think I just heard a domestic violence incident, but I can't report it. Like, what do you do? That's so creepy. That's so creepy. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, I think I'm gonna try and do a second coat of the orange color and maybe the yellow as well on Mimikyu here. We're not gonna get everything done, I'm afraid. This is probably one of the last things that I'm gonna be able to do. We've basically done like most of the base coats. And these poor guys look super creepy. But that means we can come back next time and finish their little looks. Hell yeah. I might try and get real fancy with the no, sorry, I almost used a good quality brush on Mimikyu, which is against our rules here. I may only use the terrible quality brush that came with the kit on our unprimed, badly painted little Mimikyu. And I'm hoping it'll still look kind of good when it's done. I feel like having been all colored in, it looks like okay. But it is hard to get into all of the like detail-y areas that you want to. I'm just glooping it on a little bit thicker here because there was an area of like that got painted purple by mistake because again, all I have is this very crappy brush to do this with. And I had gotten the purple base paint where I didn't want it. So, yeeth. Fun stuff. Noticing some bits where the purple base paint probably could have been a little bit better done, but to be honest, it was getting really hard to control, so I'm just happy it's on there at all. Okay. Alright. I do want to attempt to give little Mimikyu here some like attempted shading and stuff, and maybe do something with it because right now the tail is just kind of blending in, so I might do some highlight color or something on the tail to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. Oh good, I just got a big glob of orange paint on my fingy. Let's clean that off. This paint, if you let it dry, is really hard to clean off of your skin, incidentally, so that's super fun too. Yay! And I think a bristle just fell off the brush. Yay! This is going amazing. I'm so glad I did this. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Thank you for hanging out with me during the stupidity. Okay, so what needs? I feel like the eyes could do with like a second coat. And probably I think the actual eyes are okay. I think the false eyes could do with a second coat, and also the also probably the cheeks and the mouth. So let me open up this, or attempt to open up this yellow first. Okay. All right. Burgers wants to know more about tea. Okay, cool. Do you have a specific question about tea, or do you just want me to improvise? Because I can do either. Today I'm technically not drinking tea. I'm drinking what some would call an herbal infusion, but I'm not that pretentious. I just call it tea. I'm having a chamomile tea and also a mint tea. I've really been craving chai recently, but wouldn't you know it, I don't actually have any chai in the house. Like, none of it. Can you believe to learn? Or none that I want to drink anyways. So I'm gonna need to purchase more of it. Yay! Okay, I don't think that's really made a difference at all to the eyes, so good job me. And I also just, I think, flaked off oh no! I just touched it with my thumbnail and like, a piece of purple paint flaked off. This paint is amazing quality. And I'm so glad that I didn't prime this one, because it's definitely gonna hold together. Yay! I just want tea culture. Okay. Oh my god, can you believe to learn? I haven't heard that one in a while. That is just inside my lexicon now, Pigeon. I'm so sorry. Anyways, yes. Sometimes I don't want caffeine. Most of the time I do, though. Any tea, anything like from unless it's specifically billed as decaf tea, anything that is like made of tea plant tea will have some caffeine in it, though not always like a huge amount, which is in some cases for the best, though in some cases probably doesn't make that much of a difference. I have ADHD. I don't know if you can tell. But to that end, sometimes caffeine, just instead of making me like jumpy and keeping me awake, it just helps me focus. So if I have a cup of coffee late at night, sometimes the warm beverage aspect of it is enough to make me sleepy, and then the focus aspect of the caffeine is enough to help me actually focus on falling asleep, which I do appreciate, because sometimes my brain just goes without it. But anyways, yes. Tea contains a moderate amount of caffeine. Not a huge amount. If you don't like the taste of regular tea but you want caffeine, there's always yerba mate, which is technically an herbal tea, but unlike most herbal teas, it does contain caffeine. So bear that in mind if you're drinking herbal tea to stay away from caffeine. Alright. Sammy says, okay, have fun, I've got to run and be the school bus for Miss Rainbows. Have a lovely time, and thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you for the raid earlier as well. I do appreciate it. Leaky says, caffeine gives me focus or sleepy, depending on random variables I don't fully understand. Same. Handshake. Yeah. Sometimes I will have caffeine at night and it will just give me like the nighttime focus, which can be very useful, but also can be like, oh man, now I'm in focus mode, I want to get this task done instead of going to bed. And it's like, I should really be going to bed. But finally I have the mental wherewithal to actually focus on completing a task that I've wanted to do all day. Or sometimes for weeks or months. And now's the time that my brain wants to do it. Yay! Okay, why are these so impossible to, like, if I was like a 6-year-old child trying to open these things, I would not be able to do it. I would not be able to do that at all. Like, why are they so difficult? Maybe they don't want the child erroneously opening them when they shouldn't be. But because it's so hard to open, I would worry about, like, a child, like, trying to, just trying to, like, wrench it open and then getting paint everywhere. That feels like a bad idea. This paint dries down so matte that I'm kind of worried about the black is just gonna kind of be gray. I think that might just be, what it is. Oh my god. And now I can't get it. I'm hurting myself trying to close this thing. Oh my god. Okay, I did it. Okay. That's Mimikyu so far. The most done looking of them all, but there's obviously still work to be done there. So we'll pop them to one side. Can I paint in, like, I don't know, maybe Gengar's eyes or something? What color do I want Gengar's eyes to be? How about this is a nice warmer brown. That might do. I'll try that. Do I have a white for the whites of their eyes? I think this'll do for a white. One moment. Yay! All right. I think I might just do, like, I don't know, Gengar's teeth or something. Oh, this doesn't look white. This looks horrifying. I'm gonna not use this because it's creepy. Never mind. That was a weird paint. What's this? This looks like it might be sort of, nope, that's gold. I was hoping for a sort of off-white hue, but never mind. Oh, what's this one? That's a different type of paint. Honestly, it's 7:25, so I think I might call it there for the day. Wow, what an amazing lineup of characters we did today. We have the beginnings of Pumpkin Spice Gengar, Celestial Pikachu, which I'm very excited to complete because I think it'll be really fun. I might see if I can do some like stars in like shiny or something for that. Make them like proper shiny. We're going to have a little sort of woodland sprite Morpeko, and of course the star of the show, oh god, this paint feels bad to touch, but we're working on Mimikyu. And they do look way more purple in person, but I feel like they've got a real, like, Halloween vibe to them, and I'm happy with that. Ah! Knocked over Gengar. She's fine. Don't worry about it. She's in her element. It's pumpkin spice season, and she's a pumpkin spice girly. Okay, well, that was really fun. I'm sorry we didn't finish them all, but to be perfectly honest, I didn't think we would. But at least having a bunch of different paints, like a bunch of different figurines to paint, gave me things to do while one of them was drying. I could work on a different one, which was honestly quite useful. So I'm gonna see if we can raid someone. I think that would be nice. So yeah, okay. Let's get a raid going. And thank you so much for hanging out with me, y'all. It's been very, very fun. Oh, yeah, also, did y'all hear about the, there was Animal Crossing news announced today, which was, quite exciting, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. But let's go see, are you about to finish? Hopefully not. No, okay, Nem's painting some pumpkins, which feels very appropriate, so, let's go say hi. And then I'll go make soup. I'm popping a generic raid message in the chat with the most Halloween-y, emote that I have, which is the pumpkin ghost, of course. If you have the raid message, feel free to append. Why is my... The more things I try to do at once, the chuggier my stream gets. Okay, there's a raid message in the chat. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you do not have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message or append any cool emotes that you do have. It's all good. I will be back tomorrow morning playing some Silk Song. And hopefully in a Halloween costume. You won't be able to see me, but you'll know. In any case, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Good night, and good luck.